Please do let me know. ASAP. That's it. Today, bio sheet. So we have Scott Griffiths from Eseyo. Brentwood the business is website design and SEO. Position in the company, he is the company. There works from home in Brentwood with clients worldwide. So, a mixture of two things here: an embarrassing moment that happened to Scott, and an unusual incident in his life. So, without realising it, he managed to steal Prince William's chair at a passing out parade at Sandhurst, and the Secret Service told him to put it back. So what's your chair? Sorry, their favourite holiday. Obviously, Bali was amazing, literally just a few weeks ago, but the Caribbean is his favourite place. Famous person he has met, Prince William. And finally, an excellent thing that Scott has done, and we're all very thankful that you did, is being the founder of EBF. So, over to Scott Griffiths.
Thank you very much. Yeah, so what I thought I'd do today, very quickly, I'm going to sit down for most of it in a minute, is just talk you through I've done fake projects in the past and talked you through a life cycle of a fake, fictional, but lovely client. I thought I'd do a real one. Actually, an EBF generated client who a few of you know. So a company called GPM Roofing. Local chap, is a roofing specialist. He had a website and it was a bit rubbish. It wasn't delivering him leads. And he said, can you take a look at this? Can we understand what's not great, what we can do to improve it? So we had a little look on, I put my SEO hat on to try and look at it from a Google perspective and see what else we could do. And quite quickly it transpired there is no point sticking gaffer tape on this thing and trying to improve what was already there. It'd be much more efficient if we just started with a blank canvas and built from the ground up a proper framework of a search engine friendly site to represent. So that's what I'm trying to do. What was wrong with his website? Let's start with that. So probably most importantly, he had a page called services. And on that page, it said everything needed. So one page that listed all 10 services that the chap provided, a paragraph about each. Now from a Google point of view, that's one page trying to do the job of 10 or more things. One page that won't be found in the index because it's just not doing all those 10 jobs. It's too diluted. So I'll tell you what, obviously. He had a photo gallery, loads of lovely pictures of all of the work that was completed, but if you don't know what he did, it's not explained, there isn't any titles of those pictures. Actually, to the untrained eye, it's just a load of pictures of rooms. It doesn't mean anything, and from a Google point of view, there were no words, it's just a load of boxes, a load of pictures. There were no reviews or testimonials. Now, he had a lovely amount of reviews and testimonials on Checker Chain or Google, but they weren't reflected here on the site. And there was nothing to do on his own website. You might browse around, but if you can find his phone number and you can click it and you can make a call, but it wasn't telling you what to do. You got to the bottom of reading that page and what's next? Click for more or make an inquiry or book or whatever. And obviously, it wasn't set up to help Google find out this information and present. So I'm doing this live. It could go wrong. Hopefully my internet connection's working. So let me show you what we changed. First of all, I'll talk through it. Obviously, we made the service page different. We kept the original service page as an introduction, and we created 10 pages, one for each of the services we provided. So one page all about guttering, one page all about flat roofing, one page all about whatever, 10 different services, and that page works for him in Google when someone types felt roof. There's a page to answer that question, and it's beginning to work. We binned the photo gallery because they're rubbish. We replaced it with a case studies section. So actually telling the story. The case study might be my flat roof in Clockside Green, and there's a problem. So we had a problem with this roof. This is the issue. Da, da, da. And then there's a solution. We came in. We looked at this range of products. We designed this system to go in. We've done that. and then there's a testimonial from the client. Claim was brilliant, price was excellent, roof is perfect. So a story, before and after pictures, Google loves that stuff. So now he's got multiple 600 word stories selling what he does that work for him. What else did we do? So we copied all the Google reviews, all the Checker Trade reviews, we actually put them on his site as part of the text that Google reads, which Google loves. And customers, humans, love to see that stuff. We added call to actions everywhere. So it says, click here to book an appointment, or ring now, or whatever. There's an actual purpose and an incentive for people to get engaged with that content. Most importantly for this client, we created 142 pages. His service area was North London, Essex and a bit of Kent. So I gave him a list of about 1,000 towns within all these regions. And cherry picked all the ones that I'd like to advertise. My nice automated system got 142 pages. So roofing services in Brentwood, roofing services in Whittam, in Boreham, in Clacton, in wherever. They're the places he wants to target. So there's a page perfectly designed to answer those questions when you type in the thing he does in the place you are. That works. They're working really nicely. We configured the site so it's ready to work with AI, but we configured it to work with Google. And I'll try and show you those bits in a moment. And I think that's as far as I go here. So let's have a little look on Google. This should be ready. So it's not the prettiest of websites because Brent wasn't involved in this one. You've got my design. But let me show you. So the services page isn't just one page of everything, it's all of these individual pages have content to say. So, I don't know, whatever lead work is, it's got a bit of content about lead work, it's got the call to action, it references all the different projects that are related to lead work, and it's got some Google reviews that are related to the lead work that the channel has done. Who's that? That's you!
Yeah.
Oh, is that the Cockside Green flat roof? And from a project's perspective, we don't have a boring photo gallery. We have a whole collection of projects, and I can filter them if I'm interested in lead work, as an example. It will, hopefully, if the internet works, just filter and show me the lead work related examples. So I'm just going to click on it. So what we're seeing is a before and after story. It's telling the story of what happened. This was the challenge the client had. This is how he came in and solved it. Oh look, these are some other projects that we've done that are related to this. But it's much more effective than just a series of pictures that you and I don't really understand. So it's a very quick tour around the site. Now, I'll go down to a limb. I'm going to type roofing in Brentwood. Easy. I know that one works. Because, where is he? So these are the sponsored results. Above the sponsored results, actually inorganic results are the bit that he's not paying for. There it is, roofing in Brentwood. It's top ranking, number one, working organically. Give me a location in Essex. Tiptree. Tiptree. Oh, Alright, well, we'll see. I can't remember if we've done Tiptree, but let's have a look. Oh, I can't see him. Sorry, I meant Oxford. I meant So that's what I heard. Well, let's try it. That might work. Nice. That's the whole point of this. So, do we see him anywhere?
I'm in Colchester.
So actually, do you know what we're going to do? Well, we're going to go back and we're going to actually say, well, why? How does it work? If you've got all these pages published, let's find out, is Tiptree, even the pages that are published, but is it in Google? So access to this kind of information is really vital on your website. So we're giving a bit of an overview. If I just quickly look at performance overview, when we started this, perhaps before then, he had nothing in Google at all, and we just started to track. The top one is impressions. purple line. And an impression is how many times you've been shown in Google. Not someone's clicked, but you've actually appeared as a result. So we're seeing a really nice positive upwards trend that he's being found as an answer. And the clicks, whilst the numbers aren't huge, he's getting consistent clicks through to his website. When we look at pages, so we had almost no pages for a very long time. I started to tell Google about it, and now he has 159 pages as part of the Google index. And a lot of those are those targeted pages we look at. But importantly, there are 32 pages that aren't in Google, and why aren't they in Google? So we're going to come down here, and this is the number I'm interested in. Everything else is fine. These pages are not in Google. And I can see, God, please be tip-through. We've got Harry, we've got Loughton, Averley, Raynham, and so on. But I can query and say, well, why aren't these pages in there? You know, it's content that we've created. So Brightling C, this is the URL. Now, if I come back in here, it's not in there. So I do want that page to be in Google, please. I've created it, I know it exists. It's not in Google. It's as easy as that. So this is going to, it's not promised this is going to happen. You can only do 10 of these a day. But this will now add that page to a priority queue for Google to come back and add it to the index. It won't definitely, I mean, if it is rejected, it might. Sorry. No, ignore that. But it will give it another fresh chance. So just understanding why and what you can do about it, it's really easy. You should all be doing this, understanding how your content is performing. Well, I know about time, so I'm going to finish on that and ask if anyone has any questions. Tony.
When you say you can only do 10 a day, is that you can only do 10 a day or only
10 per URL, per domain name. So your site, you can log in and do 10 fresh ones each day if you've got 10 pages that don't exist. Darren.
Is AI searching or say Google searching this?
Yes. Yes, it will. It's killing the SEO industry silently and slowly. If we look at the website, hopefully if we've got connection, what you need to be adding in is this little thing. That's what AI wants to see. So a text file that consolidates all of those pages on his website, all of his blog posts, all of his projects, all that stuff is now just one mass of consolidated words that AI bots will come in, read and understand and start to get to grips with. So yes, that you've got to be doing this on your site to make yourself work with AI bots. It will consume my industry, the SEO pipeline.
How quick?
Next couple of years. Don't need to build backlinks and those other things quite so much anymore. So, Joshua.
Yeah, so with what you're showing us right now, how would someone create it? So would someone still need a person who...
So I've added tools onto the site so that whenever you, me, whoever logs in and publishes new content, this magic little text file gets updated.
Okay.
So once you put the systems in place and do a little bit of checking and tuning, it just happens.
Yeah. But it's not that I wouldn't use someone like yourself. I still would use someone like yourself, but I'm just interested today. How
Yeah, it's about how you set up that framework and those that sort of toolkit to happen automatically in the background. Paul.
So is it a case of the more content you've got on your website, the more pages you've got, whatever, the bigger that file becomes and the more use it is for AI?
So consider my largest client, Euroloo.com, with 100,000 pages on their website. We are selectively choosing, we don't want 100,000 pages that have all got 600 plus words on them because that would be monstrous. And the milliseconds that you've got for the crawler to come and read it would be wasted or used up on just a small portion of it. You've got to tailor and choose which bits of content we want to go in, which is part of that kind of setup. If you've got a normal website, like most people that might have a couple of 100 pages and some projects and some blogs, we'll configure how that works to best represent what you want to say.
How long does it take to get that sort of, I mean, that's very impressive for a website. How long does it take to put all that together?
What I would consider a kind of a typical small business website, home about services, case studies, and the blog and that kind of thing. It's probably a 50-hour project for me to do it properly. Sometimes, I love working on projects where Blue Serif are involved. They do all the pretty stuff first, and I pick it up and do the techie nerdy stuff. But that's probably a fair sort of number for an average project for me.
Look, it's taken me about 50 years to do that.
Lots of things, whether it's different businesses, it all kind of behaves from my perspective in the same way. But and realistically, if I'm putting in 50 hours to a project, you probably need to be putting 25 in from your side as an expectation of time to build a whole project. Roughly.
Very impressive.
Anyone else?
Last one, Mike.
Yeah, well,
I've got no question.
I was just like, I don't want to run down the AI link too much, obviously it's the direction that your work's going to start going in. Things like, what are you aiming to achieve in terms of appearing on AI search engines? Because obviously if you put an AI search, you'll get a lot of nice worthy answers sourced from hundreds of different places. What are you targeting yours at to be one of the sources at the bottom there?
Absolutely, yeah. It's you being that credible source of information because you will get referenced in there. So if someone is looking for...
So could you put a load of information in the background if you're a roofer or something, just basically have a load of documents almost in that file, giving really good roofing information so you'll come up with something?
Yeah, so for a good example is if you have something like a help centre on your site, lots of answers or queries or questions, Google loves that stuff. It makes you look really, really useful as a resource out there, and you do start being sourced and referenced as AI. Yeah. Okay.
Right.
Thank you very much.